So one of the harder lessons that I've come to learn in life regarding love is that it can be in your family, friendships, or relationships. There will be those people that choose toxicity over love. Some are unaware that they do it. Maybe the toxic experiences were all that they knew growing up. Then there are those that just thrive on it. They enjoy the drama, instigating fights, yelling at the top of their lungs, starting arguments, wrath. When around these people, despite loving them, sometimes we may have to love them from a distance, or cut them off completely to protect our own peace. I would say that you should determine this based on whether or not they are willing and aware enough to take actions to better themselves and be less toxic. But if they are not, locking in with love can be letting them go. And I'm not saying that this won't hurt, but you ultimately get to decide the type of people that you have in your life once you're an adult. Are you going to keep the ones around that lift you up or bring you down? This topic is especially important when it comes to choosing a partner. It's not a decision that we should be taking lightly, and just because society is telling us it's okay to explore sexuality and have multiple partners, if we really want to have a serious relationship with a loving king or queen by our side, we should be taking careful consideration with who we lay with. Guard our temple. I'm talking to the men and the women here. We can't just be going off the physical attraction alone, getting into bed with somebody too quickly. We don't even know where this person's head is at. We don't know where their heart is. We haven't spent any time getting to know them, but now once we lay with them, we're exchanging energies and becoming attached. You led with lust, and now maybe you have a lustful partner that goes out cheating and hurting you. You're dealing with somebody who's angry, who hasn't healed with traumas they hold on to, and now you're fighting all the time. Or maybe you're with one of those people that hasn't let go of the self-sabotaging vices. So we have to make sure we're not rushing into these things. When I look back in my early childhood years, there was this type of toxicity present in my home. I love my parents, and I'm grateful to the both of them for giving me life and all the things that they did to support me through the years. But with that being said, I can say based on what I saw, they were not good together as a couple. I witnessed my mom given to a vice, being consumed by chronic alcoholism. She never worked to heal her emotional wounds, living in a pain that she was holding on to. And it results in starting arguments and conflicts with the people that she's around at home, especially if under the influence. The people who have loved ones here who drink or do drugs, you know what I'm talking about. You're never going to have success in reasoning with somebody that's intoxicated. There's a reason toxic is in that word. But I witnessed it with my dad. He was a more angry man when they were together. The toxicity, it spread. However, after my mom and dad got divorced, after that initial hurt from my dad, and mom splitting up, it became more peaceful in the home. My dad was a more peaceful man. And even though it hurt me as a child seeing them divorce, I can see now how it was really for the best, and splitting up gave me a healthier environment to be in. So this is something that I want you guys to consider, even if you have kids, even if there's a history, even if there's marriage. If you're dealing with a partner who is bringing you down, who's bringing your kingdom down that you're trying to build, and they're not willing or able to do anything to change it, it might be better just to end things with that partner for the sake of creating a more peaceful home for yourself and for any children that you may have. Moving back to my city, I've seen my mom now more in the last 6 months than I have in the last couple decades. I'm grateful for every good day, but she is currently going through the process of her second divorce, and I'm seeing a lot of the same toxicity today as I did when I was in my youth. I love my mom. I want to see her get the help that she needs. However, I cannot force her to do so. The mindset that she has adopted is one that does not support self-love and self-care. Where she identifies her toxic behaviors, she would rather indulge in continued suffering because it feels more comfortable than taking the steps towards change. There was a saying that I remember my dad used to say a lot when I was a kid. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink it. If a person does not want to change, you cannot make them. but you do have the power in controlling how much or how little time you spend around them. You can control your environment, whether or not it's peaceful. For my mom, I had to tell her, I understand how life is. It can go by fast, and I want to try to make the most of the time that I have with you. But any day that you are drinking, any day that you are going to be spreading wrath, any day that you are letting your lower self defeat your higher self, I have to exit the situation, and I'll see where you are the next day. Sometimes love means having to set those boundaries, choosing to love yourself first by prioritizing peace. The last thing I want to add on here is that if you are involved with a toxic person and your life is in danger, if there's any kind of physical abuse, please don't delay in getting out of that situation as quickly and as safely as possible. You are worthy of love, and you deserve to lead a happy life. No one deserves being beat on by their partner, and I will go ahead and leave the number for the National Domestic Abuse Hotline in the description below for anyone listening that if they need it. That was the main message that I wanted to get on here and talk about. If you are wanting something serious in your life with love, you have to avoid the toxicity. Whether it be avoiding the toxicity of others or addressing it when it's caused by ourselves. If you're honest with yourself, I'm sure you know what side of the polarity you're on right now. You know if you're dealing with vices, with behaviors or habits that don't serve you well. The question is, if you're not happy with where you're at, or you're living with more toxicity than love, what are you going to do to change it? I hope you have a great rest of your day. I hope you lock in with love. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining Bubba, and we will talk soon.